Egyptian practices, which Egyptian witchcraft, but not witchcraft. I mean, it's what we call witchcraft. It's their priest caste. You know, Moses was part of that. Remember, Moses was trained by the priests of Egypt, and before he takes, he takes his knowledge and creates the modern, Jewish tradition. Then there's the Babylonian, which is the basis of Kabbalah, and obviously Abraham comes from that. One of those lines. There's a lot of influence from Babylon in modern day Iran. If you know, having been to Iran, I can tell you there's a lot of magic that's still practiced, whether or not they're conscious of it. You can feel it in the energy of the land.
Well, you've seen it in the news where they're claiming Ahmadinejad is involved in it.
Yeah, I know the Jinn actually that they claimed was the Jinn is the person who connects to jinns, which we call genies or demons or whatnot. But they're not all bad, by the way. And that Jinn told me he does not work with Ahmadinejad, as has been claimed he does. But he does communicate to them, and that's pre-Islamic. It goes back to Zoroastrianism. It goes back to like the Magi, right, of Chaldea. And so the thing is that you're talking about various understandings of a different world. And so from one point of view, it's an alien entity. It's reptilian, for example, maybe. And just another form, it's Lyran or different star systems. Because remember, these entities, in Islam, they call them all jinn. But we know that they have different origins. I mean, if they come from the Pleiades star systems, and they look like Jesus Christ, that can have one formulation. If they look reptilian and they're from the Draconian star system, or they trace themselves to that, we call them reptilians. But the point is that we're in a universe that's alive, a bit like Men in Black, let's say. And that's... I believe it. I've come to believe it. I definitely researched it.
Well, I'll say this. I don't really go there, but occasionally have guests on that do, because you can't prove it one way or the other. I can't get people to admit TSA is running checkpoints on the highways when it's on the news, or that cancer viruses are in almost all the major vaccines when it's a fact, or that they're shooting kids up with vaccines without parental consent, which is illegal. So certainly, but I know this, the elite... Every time I get to the final door, they are a bunch of Prometheus. That is Illuminati religion right there. In fact, I want to go to break and get your take. Start now on Prometheus.